at this conference. Before she comes up to speak, I'd like to tell you a little bit about her amazing Mary Kay journey. Independent National Sales Director Cindy Williams led her unit to the $1 Million Circle of Excellence 3 times, her highest in the $1,450,000 circle, and she was the queen of unit sales for her seminar twice. Debuting as a national sales director out of the Jackie Swank area in 1999, her highest monthly commission check so far has been in excess of $56,000. And of course, she's a Mary Kay multimillionaire with over $6 million in commissions. Cindy has earned 2 Legacy Leader rings in the special contest that Nationals have for debuting new Offspring sales directors from their personal unit. Cindy has achieved Diamond Circle status 6 times and has been a member of the exclusive Inner Circle 5 times, her highest in the $350,000 category. So ladies and gentlemen, like you've clapped for no one else here at this conference, get on your feet and raise the roof for the one and only Inner Circle National Sales Director, Cindy Williams!
Stand here. I forgot to do that. I was going to go in the middle and wiggle. I'm good at wiggle. Can I go get the mic back there? Keep talking. Okay. Well, I'm so very proud and I'm so grateful. The license plate on my gorgeous pearlized pink Escalade hybrid says grateful. Because I know I'm the most grateful person on the whole planet. Just grateful to be alive. Grateful to wake up this morning. Oh, goody. Isn't he cute? Give it up for Sean. Okay, better? And just so grateful, but I tell you what, it's an honor, a privilege, just a dream come true to be here as an independent national sales director. But I would not be here if it were not for the Williams Inner Circle National Area. So all of you in the Williams area, would you please stand up and take your #1 applause? So very proud of you. Congratulations. And thank you, thank you, thank you. 1 million billion times. How about 6 million times? Very proud. This last year, our area ranked number 14 in the nation as an Inner Circle National Area, 14 in the whole United States of America, top 4 in the Pearl Seminar, and #1 in the Austin Career Conference. Shut up! And I want to give recognition to the leaders. And I'm so blessed because there are 9 of the Williams area first-line directors that chose to be here at Austin Career Conference with me. So I want to give recognition to Julie Ashby, Jan Holden, Karen Ritchie, Betty Lair, Virginia Smith, Barbara White, Sherry Mars, Teresa Thompson, who has Priscilla Vargas Garcia, her Offspring Sales Director, here with her, Tara Williams, who has Laura Allen and Paige Dugan here with her as Offsprings, Susan Moore, who has Wendy Morris, Christy Newsom, and Christy's DIQ, Lauren Hughes, the leadership team of the Williams National Area. And who else wants to join them in that rank of leaders? And you know you can do it by seminar. Do you know that? You can be sitting here with not 1 team member. Not 1. And in the month of March, 10 and you're in. Say 10 and I'm in.
10 I'm in.
10 women, 10 men, 10 people to join Mary Kay. 10 and you're in. And you're in DIQ, April 1. April 1, you grow your team from 10 personals to a group of 24 unit, 18K wholesale, and cha-ching. July 1, you're an independent Mary Kay sales director debuting on the 50th anniversary seminar stage. Can you stand it? And let me just tell you, fast is better. Fast is easier. Everyone becomes a sales director in 1 month. They just usually wait till the 4th month of their DIQ to decide. Okay, so you might as well just decide now, right? Just a few people away. Well, I have something really special I want to start my talk out with today. Because I just moved my office. I've been in Mary Kay for 31 years, been in my home for 27 years, and had just moved my office from one room to the other, which was like major. And I too, like Vicki Ott, had 4 black bags full of paper because I have saved everything Every Star Consultant Prize, I have been a Star Consultant over 100 quarters. Every Star Consultant Prize brochure I still have. And I have it under what I call, it's called Prizes Cindy won, under the P in my file, Catherine. Every prize I've ever earned in Mary Kay, because let me just tell you, every little ribbon, every prize, every single thing I've earned in Mary Kay validated me. They were critical to my success, validated me. And I would open that drawer on days when I felt unvalidated, and I would go, oh, you can do it. Lassie, you can do it, right? Like Lassie is in the well, and Timmy's at the top saying, you can do it, Lassie, you can do it. And I would look down at myself and say, you can do it, Cindy, you can do it. And I would look at the prizes, and I needed every single one of them. But I just purged, say purged. It's like, oh, you're kidding me, Cindy, you should got to get over yourself and get rid of some of this stuff. And so I've been purging, but guess what I found? I found a note from Susan Moore in my memories, and this is what it says. Dear Cindy, thanks so much for all the time, energy, and belief in helping me remain a director. I will always be grateful to you for your unconditional love and help on my journey to success. You mean a lot to me, and I feel so fortunate to be in your Mary Kay family. I know I'm destined to one day drive a pink Cadillac. When I was in Lincoln, Nebraska, helping my sister, we went to a restaurant that is decorated in 50s decor. On the menu, they had pink Cadillac sodas to drink, so of course I had one. Also, each and every menu is different. No two are alike. Well, I turned my menu over to see what it looked like, and there it was, an old-fashioned pink Cadillac. Now, is that wild or what? I feel it's coming. I feel it's coming on March 1993. I believe that we can earn our first pink Cadillac. I love you, Cindy Williams. Thanks a million. Susan Moore. Do you love that? Oh, that one I'm keeping. That one didn't go in the bin. And so rather than tell you my story from the little thing, I'm just going to tell you the real deal. Because I feel like at the end of the day, you've had enough training. You know, you can only absorb so much. So I decided to tell you my story, because so many of you are new. When we had you stand up at the beginning of the conference, this is your first conference, and I've been in Mary Kay for so long, I think everybody knows my story, but that's not true. So I'm going to tell you my story, about how this all started and how this amazing miracle began. And I was invited to an event in December in Leesville, Louisiana, a little Holiday Inn hotel. Jackie Swank was the sales director that had come that night to just share with, there was about 4 or 5 people in the room. A lady named Linda Price invited me to come, and she actually had been my former Tupperware lady, and I bought Tupperware from her, and then she became a Mary Kay consultant, and so she invited me to come to this Mary Kay event. Now, I didn't wear cosmetics. I didn't even want to go to a Mary Kay event. I wasn't even sure what it was, but what I am is a team player. Say team player.
Team player.
Are you a team player? Because if you want to have a loyal team, you got to be a team player first. You got to be loyal to the person you're playing on their team. And so I went with her because she said if I would go, she would get a prize. She didn't say if I would go, I would get a prize. You understand? She said if I would go, she would get a prize. So I went with her so she could get her prize. So I always teach people, when you invite a guest to a meeting, always let them know what's in it for you and what's in it for them. Because I went for what was in it for her. I went that night, and I will tell you, it was like magic. I went in feeling sorry for them, standing in the back of the room with my arms crossed. I thought, well, God love them. You know, they're selling Mary Kay because they can't get a real job. And I thought they were a little too happy, a little too huggy, a little too everything for me. And I just went, oh, you go, girl. Yes, yes, you can do it. But I was not at all engaged until the story. It's the story that moved my spirit. It was Jackie's story and what she believed, and it was how she made me feel. I craved to be in an environment of acceptance. And I call Mary Kay my safe house. Right? It's my safe house. I'm safe here to be who I am. And I felt so accepted that night. And I wasn't dressed appropriately. Let me just tell you, I didn't look like the prize. Matter of fact, I was a pretty wounded eagle. Do you know what I mean? I was an eagle, but I was a wounded eagle. And so I felt safe there. And I became a consultant the same night I heard about the opportunity. I didn't have to go home and think about it. I was all in. There was something stirring in my spirit. Do you feel a stirring in your spirit? I felt a stirring in my spirit, and I thought, I'm in. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And then most of the people in my life were not on board, and you're going to hear that so often. I just encourage you, be careful who you tell your 16 by 20 goal to, because not everybody was coming on board. But my mom was my amen girl. My mom said, baby, you can do it. And you just need one person to believe in you. Maybe that one person's your director. Maybe it's your husband. Maybe it's your mother, your sister, your best friend, but one person. And I had one atta-girl, and that's really all I needed. And so I started. My mom held my first party, and I remember like yesterday thinking, oh my gosh, my mama's friends are going to come over and take off all that makeup, and I will never know how to put it back on them. Because I didn't know anything about makeup. And my mama's friends this was when the hair was teased and the eyebrows were laid, okay? And so my mom's friends came over, and they took it all off, and a miracle happened before my very eyes. A woman that knows how to put on her makeup knows how to take it off and put it right back on. She doesn't need any direction from you. And a woman that doesn't know how, she doesn't know you don't know how either. So I was like, oh, I can do this. And this is how my mom invited her friends. My baby's scared. She just signed up to sell Mary Kay, so you better show up and you better buy something. So I had a pretty good first party, right? Say amen for mamas. Amen for mamas. That was my first party. And then two of my mama's friends booked a party. Well, what I learned was I was really nervous around people that I knew. But you're not so nervous with strangers because they don't know you don't know. And then that was how I really got started. And I was just a machine. Say machine. I'm telling you, I did my 2 parties a week no matter what. I would book 4 or 5 so you would hold 2. And that's a big deal. You got to book more than you want to hold. And for some reason, we've lost the whole dovetail mentality. Mary Kay knew that you had to overbook, because if you book 2, you're going to be lucky to hold 1. But when you book, when you book 5, you may have 2. So overbook, okay? So that was my beginning, and I was a good consultant. Do you hear me? I was such a good consultant. I suited up and I showed up and I learned the skill, but I was afraid. Oh my goodness, I couldn't even say the word director. I didn't want to be one of those. They knew what to say and when to say, and they looked good and they smelled good and their husbands were supportive and their kids were dressed perfect. I was like, where do they come from, Mars? Oh my gosh, I could never be one of those. But here's what I want you to know. When you do the work to get there, you are prepared. You just get there and then you figure it out. If you wait to figure it out, you will never, ever go. You just go one step, inch by inch, it's a cinch, and yard by yard, it's hard. Just see the people. You have to see the people. How many faces you see will determine how fast you move up and tell the story. You can see a lot of people, sell a lot of product, but not tell the story, and you won't build a team. So tell the story from your heart with passion. Vicki gave us some great tools to use, pulling those props out of the bag. Talk from your heart, see the people, and then you will build a business. So I was a very successful consultant, happy as a lark, never would have wanted to be a sales director. But then somebody made me mad. Sometimes something's got to move your cheese in your life, shift you around, or you'll stay where you are, all comfortable. And a sales director, Mary Kay, was kind of rude to me. And Jackie Swake had been so nurturing my entire life. So that was really hard to understand. But she told me that, she said, well, honey, little honey, she had her collar shoved up and her sleeves pushed up, and I just know she was born rich. You could just tell. And she said, well, little honey, when do you want to be a director? And I said, oh, no, I don't want to be a sales director. And she said, well, how many recruits do you have? And I had 8 because I wanted the future director pin. But I didn't want to be one, I just wanted the pin. And she said, well, honey, you can't be one. You don't even have enough people. So how would you even know if you'd want to be one or not? But I'm not going to bother talking to you right now. I'm going to go talk to somebody with a goal to be a director. And I looked at her, she walked away, and I thought, well, I'll show her. I'll just go get the people, and then I still won't be one. That's the truth. I played a game with myself. That's the truth. And I got my first gold medal, absolutely. And then I went to Dallas for this training that they had, And it was at that training class, being obedient to suit up and show up, to just get there and then figure it out, that one of the speakers, his name was Bill Kushner, who worked for Mary Kay Corporate back then, and he talked about family. And I can promise you, from the time the words left his mouth until they fell on my ears, I know God touched them. Because what I heard was, if you want to have healthy, happy, confident kids, you better give them a healthy, happy, confident mama. And I had a colorful childhood. Say colorful. Colorful. My little sister Sherry's in the house. We had a colorful childhood. My mom was married 7 times. Say 7. If you can beat that, I'll give you a prize. And so I never went to the same school 2 years in a row in my life. I changed school 6 times in the 1st grade. It was a crazy life. And so when you have that kind of a childhood, you can become bitter or better, right? You become a victor or victim. And I hold up this all the time. People think I'm saying peace out, but I'm not. I'm saying, I choose victory every day. I can be bitter, I can be a victim to my past, or I can change, break that generational curse of being a victim and be a victor from this point forward. And so that's what I decided. And that day when I heard that man speak about what Mary Kay really could do, it changed me on the inside forever and ever. And I believed with all my heart that if I would go home, they said if you broke a company record, you could have any member from staff come and speak at your debut. And so I decided right then and there that I wanted that man that worked for corporate to come and talk to my husband and to influence his life, that it would change my marriage, it would change my life for the rest of my life. I believed it with all my heart. I left Dallas with my 8 little people. None of them were rock stars, let me just tell you. And 3 months later, we had 56 people. I debuted as an independent sales director, breaking 2 company records, sold more Mary Kay in little Leesville, Louisiana than ever been done in the history of the company by a DIQ class. 56,000 wholesale is 112,000 retail in 3 months from a little girl that didn't want to be a director, that was even scared to say the word director, that still, guess what? I wasn't even going to take the job when I debuted. I just wanted Bill to come to my house and tell my husband Mary Kay was amazing and I was amazing. I didn't want to be a director. I didn't think I could. That's what my message is to close this out. I was not equipped. Cindy's still not equipped. By the grace of God and by the grit in my spirit, you become equipped by doing. Only through doing do you become equipped. So when I did all that, I blocked out my conscious mind. I blocked out the responsibilities, what a director would have to do. I blocked out doing a sales meeting, oh my gosh, or all those things I thought a director would have to do. And I focused on changing my family's future, changing me, just building that team from 8 to 56, breaking that company record. And then when I got there, I was ready to take on the job. And Bill did come to my house. And he did meet my husband. My husband was diagnosed with a terminal illness. And Bill Kushner, because he met my husband, told Mary Kay Ash about his illness. Mary Kay found us a doctor to save my husband's life. The story gets very deep, very fast. But back it up, back it up, back it up. The director made me mad. I got my first gold medal. I went to Dallas for a workshop. You came to conference today. I heard a voice that spoke to my spirit. It stirred me up. I went home and filled my date book solid. I didn't care what I had to do. I have this whatever it takes spirit. I didn't care if I didn't eat or sleep. To save my children's future, to save my marriage, to equip me, to fight the battles of life, I was willing to do whatever it took. I saw enough people with enough passion in my voice that they bought from me. They booked with me. They recruited with me. They held parties, and we broke company records. My husband spent 4 months in the hospital where Mary Kay referred us. And my life completely changed. I left Louisiana. I left my mom, my sisters, my business, my customers, everything I knew and loved. Lived in the hospital for 4 months. Then we left that hospital and we moved in with my husband's parents in Bandera, Texas, on a ranch in the middle of nowhere with my in-laws. Okay? I call it the dark ages of my life. But you know what? I never complained one time. You hear me? Never once. I was grateful, grateful, grateful. I've never not been grateful in my life. And I did the best I could. But I did go from being a Cadillac director right out of DIQ to being a grand achiever. It doesn't matter what color your car is. Don't get caught up in ego or titles. I did the best I could. People say, oh, Cindy, you lost your Cadillac. I said, oh, no, I didn't lose it. I know exactly where it is, and I'm going to get it back. No ego. You got it? No ego. You just are sometimes in survival mode, and sometimes you're in thriving mode, but you just keep on moving forward. We moved into our house in Kerrville, Texas. It was in December. By then, Matthew was 5. Chance was 1. I didn't have a customer. I didn't have a living, breathing consultant, but I had the freedom to work and let freedom ring, because Mary Kay gave me an opportunity unlimited on the planet, and work I did. January to March, I built 100 strong customers. I was out in the field. Say out in the field. Seeing the people. Say seeing the people. And from January to March, we had earned a Premier Club car from zero to hero. And till June, March to June, we were in a Cadillac. And from June of that year to June of next year, we did our first top director trip, because I was taking my man on a trip so he could be around the Mark Moores, the men that wouldn't miss his wife speaking today. So he could be around men that loved the Lord and edified and built up their wives, so I could have that for me. I was changing my life. You hear me? And that changed everything, because the trip did change everything. Because guess what the gift was of that? I became friends with these national sales directors. And your circle of influence is everything. It is everything. You do whatever it takes to raise your circle of influence. You hang around these people, you will be excellent. Do you believe that? You hang around Susan Moore, you will be so excellent. You will be excellent by the circle in your environment, but you got to build the circle. Do you understand? You have the power. You hold it in the palm of your hands. It's called a date book. Fill your date book. I brought mine from 1982-83. That date book is the foundation. See the people. And the end of the story is, my husband got well, and I got rich and famous, and we lived happily ever after.